Who is this artist? Leonardo da Vinci, the famous Renaissance man and polymath, was born on April 15, 1452 in the Republic of Florence. His skills as a scientist, draftsman, painter, sculptor, and architect have been heralded for centuries. As for his painting skills, Leonardo da Vinci's artistic desires seem to have developed from a relatively early age. When 15 years old, he became an apprentice to the famed artist Andrea del Verrocchio. In this Florence workshop, the young da Vinci was exposed to painting, sculpture, and mechanical arts while developing his growing creative capabilities. Today, Leonardo da Vinci is recognized as one of the greatest painters in the history of Western art. This is incredible praise considering fewer than 25 major works of art, completed or unfinished, can be attributed to him. Unfortunately, many other works by da Vinci have been lost over time or may still remain undiscovered. Regardless, the unprecedented influence of his existing body of work on the art world past and present is remarkable. Priceless artworks like Mona Lisa and The Last Supper speak volumes about his extraordinary painting talents. Leonardo da Vinci passed away on May 2, 1519 at the Clos Lucé Castle in Amboise, France. It was during the year 1482 that Leonardo da Vinci successfully took up residency at the court of the Duke of Milan, soon afterwards becoming his official court painter. This was da Vinci's first Milanese period, which would last until 1499 AD. While in Milan, during the year 1491 AD, Leonardo da Vinci completed his remarkable artwork Lady with an Ermine. This landmark masterpiece is one of only 4 female portraits by this master painter which still exists. That other da Vinci masterpiece portrait, Lady with an Ermine. Lady with an Ermine is an oil portrait painting on a thin walnut wood panel by Leonardo da Vinci. This artwork measures a small 54 centimeters by 39 centimeters and was completed in 1491 AD. A number of art historians have recently regarded this painting to be in overall good condition. Lady with an Ermine was painted in Milan, and it contains various symbolic clues and hidden meanings. It is a delightful and rare da Vinci artwork, created years before the artist painted Mona Lisa. Lady with an Ermine is a portrait of Cecilia Galliani, at that time a Milanese mistress of the Duke of Milan, Ludovico Sforza. She was known for her beauty and scholarship, though her family was not wealthy or from the noble classes. Cecilia Galliani is shown holding a white ermine or stoat. It is widely assumed the painting was commissioned as a celebration of their relationship. Da Vinci's masterful use of light and shadow create a three-dimensional effect. The mistress is presented in a three-quarter pose, though her torso is rotated to her right, which is the opposite direction of her face, which is turned to her left. This technique is called a contrapposto pose. One can assume she is looking to a light source, or perhaps a person who caught her attention, with da Vinci capturing her enigmatic gaze in startling detail. The pale facial tone of Cecilia Galliani is a suggestion by the artist of virtue and her gentle nature. Similar to the Mona Lisa, Cecilia's smile is barely perceptible and enigmatic, leaving the viewer to wonder its meaning. She wears the latest Milanese hairstyle, simply parted with a lock of brown hair curled under her chin. Her braided plait is held in place at the back of her neck by a thin sheath of fabric. A black hairband also holds her coiffure in place. A gold embroidered hem from a transparent veil is prominent just above Miss Galliani's eyebrows, serving to accentuate her delicate features. Wearing a black beaded neckpiece, the portrait further suggests the modest elegance of the mistress. Leonardo da Vinci's attention to human detail is on full display in this masterpiece painting. As an example, notice the minute details in Cecilia Galliani's outstretched hand. The ermine's position is in sympathy with Cecilia Galliani's pose. Note da Vinci's legendary skills of detailing anatomy and conveying the strength of the ermine. It is portrayed larger than one would see in nature, and has both a strategic and hidden meaning in its appearance. At that time, an ermine symbolized purity and moderation, in sympathy with Cecilia Galliani's portrayal. Leonardo da Vinci himself stated in his bestiary that the ermine, out of moderation, never eats but once a day, and it would rather let itself be captured by hunters than take refuge in a dirty lair in order not to stain its purity. In another note, he states that moderation curbs all the vices. The ermine prefers to die rather than soil itself. Ludovico Sforza, the Duke of Milan, was awarded the Neapolitan Order of the Ermine by Ferdinand I of Naples during 1488. The ermine was also an emblem in the House of Sforza's family's coat of arms. At this time, he was also nicknamed the White Ermine. Cecilia Galliorani knowingly caresses the winter-white fur of the animal while in a caring embrace of this creature. Note the position of the ermine, which seems to express an inquiring and protective look in the same direction as the mistress. The ermine was often thought a symbol of safe childbirth or protector of pregnant women at that time. Looking closely, the viewer notices all subjects and articles are in a pleasing balance, clearly directing our gaze to areas Da Vinci wants us to notice. Masterful brushstrokes are made to emphasize an intended atmosphere within this painting. Some art researchers even suggest the bright and dark tones are Da Vinci's way of symbolizing life's daily struggles between good and bad. His clever use of the chiaroscuro effect gives a true realism and intimacy to his main subjects. Leonardo da Vinci used a sfumato technique to give the appearance of forms and shades melding together. As a result, softened outlines and fading forms create a more lifelike appearance. In 1491 AD, the mistress and the Duke had a son, Cesare, whom the Duke supported as well as Cecilia. Approximately 1 year later, Ludovico Sforza formally married the noblewoman Beatrice d'Este. In 2014, it was announced that multi-reflective light technology was used by French scientist Pascal Cot for over 3 years using a technique called the layer amplification method to examine Lady with an Ermine. During this research, he uncovered previous stages within this painting. Originally a simple portrait in its first version, in its second version a small grey ermine was added. The final stage was the third version, which displays a much more muscular white ermine. Different research has discovered some later overpainting performed around the mouth and nose of the mistress. It is interesting to note Leonardo da Vinci's fingerprint was also found on the painting, indicating he used fingers to blend his brushstrokes. As a consequence of Pascal Cot's groundbreaking research, many new questions have been put forward. For instance, who asked for the addition of the ermine? The Duke? Perhaps the mistress to signify her relationship with the Duke. Possibly Da Vinci himself decided on its inclusion, since he was known for constantly changing his mind during the painting process. Where is Lady with an Ermine today? It is widely believed that Cecilia Galliorani had the painting Lady with an Ermine in her possession until her death in the year 1536 AD. Afterwards, the whereabouts of this Da Vinci masterpiece was unnoticed until its purchase in Italy during 1798 AD by Polish Prince Adam George Czartoryski. From his possession, it was placed with the Czartoryski family collections in 1800. It was after arriving in Poland that Lady with an Ermine had its background altered by a restorer from bluish gray to black, with Leonardo da Vinci's name and the incorrect name of the assumed mistress also added to this artwork. After the Polish November Uprising in 1830, the painting was sent away to Paris, the Czartoryski family returning it to Poland in 1876. During 1878, Lady with an Ermine was placed with the Czartoryski Museum in Krakow, Poland. While in Poland, this artwork was part of the Princess Czartoryski collection. After the Second World War, including the seizure of this painting by the Germans, it was a small miracle to have survived. Lady with an Ermine was fortunately returned in 1946 by the Allies' monuments men after they discovered it in Bavaria. Then it was placed with the Czartoryski Museum in Krakow. This museum began renovations in 2010 and was closed to the public. After these renovations were completed and some touring exhibits, Leonardo da Vinci's remarkable Lady with an Ermine returned for the museum's reopening in December 2019. Why is Lady with an Ermine significant? Lady with an Ermine displays Cecilia Galliorani's emotions and thoughts in a way that was not known before this painting. At the time, we know Da Vinci was studying the workings of mind function and psychological expression. Therefore, he attempts to convey the subject's inner thoughts through pose, facial expression, and gesture, which was groundbreaking. Some researchers and art historians proclaim it as the first modern portrait painting. In addition, it is one of only 4 female portrait paintings by Leonardo da Vinci still in existence. Thank you for supporting us at Medieval to Modern. Be sure to watch our next episode from the Medieval Gallery or any other fascinating video from our Medieval to Modern channel. Also, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell, and share this channel so we can create more exciting content. I wish you good tidings as we remember that sharing knowledge has been a noble deed throughout the ages.